Yeah, what's good? What's poppin'? Welcome back to the channel. And today we've got a video by Navli titled "The Cinna and Yonna Situation is Bad." I haven't had a chance to react to to watch the video, but I trust that Navli has cooked up something good for us. You feel me? But I mean, it's what it is. That's by the way. And I really like to appreciate you all for subbing, commenting, and doing everything you like for the channel. It means a lot to me. As small creators, because we have to find a way to get views, subscribers, and everything. And if it feels really, really, it can be very, very, what's the word now? It can be very, very disappointing. But I appreciate you all for commenting and subscribing to the channel. And for all of you that still aren't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. It really helps our small content creators like me. And I appreciate you all, love you all, see you all in this vid when I post it. And comment down below what you feel about this video so I can react to you and reply you and get the algorithm moving. But that's by the way. Let's see what Novely has for us today, man. And love you all.
Me and Marlon were signed to Gymshark. We were Gymshark models.
Yeah, but you said you
me and Marlon, athletic brand. Me and Marlon.
You?
Gymshark. You with a question mark on the end.
Cinna has always had this secret one-sided beef with Yonna. I don't understand if she's jealous of her.
I'm just a human, you know what I mean? But I think it's like really up my mental, I'm not gonna lie.
She the kind of person you gotta be careful around because she'll try to throw rocks and hide her hand.
I haven't been on the internet for a while when I come back to see one of the dumbest dramas I've ever seen in a while. A bunch of people are apparently mad at Cinna because of an altercation she had on her recent subathon with Yonna and Ray, specifically getting mad at her because she apparently brought up Marlon around Yonna, which is someone that she doesn't like. But in the way that she did it, most people are lying, making it seem like she did that on purpose to not only antagonize Yonna, but to form a clip off of her hate farming her entire situation, which caused a lot of people to be mad at Cinna and start spamming her Instagram, Twitters, TikToks, even apparently family members' Grams, talking about this whole situation because of how mad they are, because she made a simple joke that a lot of people don't like. And when you hear about this or see the full clip, your brain is going to melt from the pure stupidity that's happening on your screen. But I don't want to yap too much, so why don't we just start from the very beginning with who even are any of these people now that we get here in the first place.
Really off about it, and I'm not even trying to be funny, is why would I record myself on a Nokia? I have an iPhone 17 Pro Max. I get the orange one so I can flex it. At least I'll make it high quality. It's so weird.
For anyone who's unaware, that right there is Cinna, and she's currently doing a subathon. Well, technically a Cinnathon is what she's calling it, and she is a very popular Twitch streamer, even one of the most popular women streamers in the world, and topping the charts in overall streamers in the US, and pretty well known in the space, and has done collabs with multiple people, being on like God Snatch streams, Speeds, Agents, Extra Emily, all types of people, and getting all sorts of notoriety. And with that comes other connections and having collaborations when you do these types of subathons, people coming on, having fun, doing jokes, even having running gags with certain people you might have stay with you while you're doing said subathon. And one of those guests that she had come on recently was Ray along with Yonna, two other very well-known streamers, where they just sat there, talked, reacted stuff with chat, and made a couple of jokes here and there. Unfortunately for them, one of the jokes that were made on stream were turned out to be a very viral moment that nobody could probably predict.
You know, me and Marlon were signed to Gymshark. We were Gymshark models.
Yeah, but you said you
me
what?
and Marlon.
Gymshark? Wait, what's that?
It's an athletic brand. Me and Marlon.
You?
Gymshark models. Why you say you with a question mark on the end?
Cause you don't do sports.
Oh, I didn't even think about it.
Nobody's thinking about anything.
Oh, wait, I'm so confused. Wait, why? Is it, what'd I say?
You didn't say anything, girl.
Is it because I called you skinny?
No, girl.
You gotta stop being this scary. Like, it's not, like, if you don't get...
No.
It's okay.
Okay. I did give, I gave Yonna a gift, but to be fair, I didn't know that you were, what?
Nah.
Like, okay, I'm thinking confused.
I'm so sorry. What did I do? What did I do? Did I do something else? I don't know what I did. What did I do?
Wait, what you about to say? You're saying if I can appreciate you.
No,
I ain't gonna lie. Keep it. I bid 100 with you guys. I keep it 100 with you guys. So I feel like when she said that, I feel like she kind of wanted to rub it in because she said it I think 3 times or 2 or 3 times, right? She wanted to rub it in, but I don't feel like she really meant it that way though. So so I don't really know why a lot of people are just giving her negative feedback or something like that. That's by the way. Let's see what happens next.
saying I got Yonna again. Did I do another thing? Like, what did I do?
I think you actually about to say.
Guys, I've been live for 7 days straight, okay? So I might
I think they caught you, bro.
cut me what?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got that too.
Now, for the employed people in chat that don't understand why this
I ain't gonna lie, that's a weird ass convo right there. That's always a cringy ass convo right there.
is an issue, why are you even watching this video? But for the unemployed people, you probably already know that Yonna and Marlon had an entire situation that happened that broke down in them not being cool with each other, which even had more backlash from other things like Streaming University, other streams that they were a part of, where they just are not on good terms at all. So mentioning Marlon's name around Yonna in any way, shape, or form is a very big no-no. And the fact that Cinna did it 3 times while trying to initiate this joke apparently rubbed people the complete wrong way. And y'all are hearing joke and probably getting very confused, being like, Novelly, I've never heard of a joke where you mention your friend's ex's name 3 separate times in order to get a reaction out of them, which actually isn't the joke. It's meant to put you and someone else who is actually doing something professional that you're not doing in order to associate with them. That's a very bad explanation, but Lacey explains it a lot better in this clip.
Because I know Cinna and I understand the joke of like the running joke of like when you like try to include yourself in something you shouldn't be included in. Like, me and Marlon are models. Me and LeBron are in the NBA. Me, Kai, and Speed are gonna beat Minecraft. Like that like joke of inserting yourself in, and that's what Cinna was doing.
Okay.
But if you don't know that...
But if you don't know that or know about the running joke or the running gag that's going on with Cinna or even that joke in general, you're probably seeing this as a Yonna fan or just a fan of content creators in general and probably getting very confused. And what makes it even crazier is that Cinna herself didn't even notice it or realize what she had said. But everybody else around her had. The chat, Ray, Yonna, basically anybody but her. Even in that actual clip, Ray and Yonna caught it and are laughing about it, and Cinna is pretty oblivious to what she just did, but it seems like other people were on the same timing as Yonna and Ray, seeing that what she did, understanding why it was an issue, and actually being more vocal about it than those two were, just laughing it off. Even going on TikTok, apparently making entire think pieces like the one you're watching right now to talk about why it's apparently such an issue.
Cinna has always...
I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, you know, reacting to, I won't say reacting, like going to TikTok and like making a video about this is crazy. I feel like that's like a new level of like joblessness. You feel me, right? These people are living their lives. Something happened. Just let it be, bro. Like you don't have to start like making pieces about it. But I mean, I'm saying all this shit and I'm reacting to a video. So you know, I guess we do some things that you know that we don't agree sometimes. But I mean, it's what it is. That's the YouTube money. But that's by the way. That's what she has to say.
Had this secret one-sided beef with Yonna. I don't understand if she's jealous of her. But do you guys remember when they went to that one event and Cinna was like, oh, I don't know why people think that you're smarter than me. And Yonna was just kind of like, huh, what? Trying to kind of play it off. But like, now when she was with Ray and Yonna, she want to keep saying, oh, me and Marlon went to the Gymshark, me and Marlon. And then when chat calls her out, she wants to act delirious.
I don't think it's
like,
that
oh,
deep,
wait,
though.
what you guys talking about? I've been here for
I don't
7
think
days
it's that
straight.
deep, though.
Then, Ray, I thought, is it because I called you skinny? Like, just trying to play the fuck off, like, girl. I don't know what her issue is with Yonna, but like somebody needs to clock her shit. And Yonna is so motherfucking nice. Obviously, she's not gonna make it a big fucking issue, but like Cinna knows that there's fucking, you know, shit tension going on between Yonna and fucking Marlon. So you saying that shit over and over at that too, like girl, you know what the fuck you're doing. Like you're on the internet all the time. Let's not sit here and act fucking delusional. You get what I'm saying? I feel like a lot of people try to comfort Yonna because they think, oh, she's just this sweet girl, she won't ever say anything, but like enough is fucking enough. Like at this point, y'all are fucking being this girl, and I don't condone that shit at all. And I like Yonna so much, so like it kind of pisses me off when everybody tries to play her because she don't be doing nothing to nobody. It's like they want a reaction out of her or something. I don't fucking know, but like it gets to a fucking point. Like Cinna, set the fuck down, like for real, before your ass get canceled.
Very big.
Yo, so first off, let me give my feedback, right? So first off, you know, I'm reacting to this video, so I have to take an unbiased, you know, an unbiased view, an unbiased stance on whatever I'm reacting to. So, you know, I first off said that, you know, Cinna was oblivious to the fact that she did all those things, right? But I can understand how she feels, though, right? The person that just, you know, just said all this stuff, right? Because she said after like everything that happened and everything that Cinna, everyone knows what happened within Cinna and Marlon, right? You feel me? So the fact that you said this thing 3 times, you're supposed to feel a kind of way. And then the Yonna thing that she's so kind and everything. Well, I personally I don't buy that. I feel like it's a facade. Is it a wrong thing to do? It's definitely not a wrong thing to do. Everyone has a facade when on the internet, right? So I feel like it's a facade, but that's by the way. So that's that about that. And I personally feel like I mean everyone has their opinions about everything they say, right? But I feel like Cinna didn't really, think about it. She said she's been on a 7 day, Cinnathon or whatever we called it, right? Cinnathon. So I feel like she wasn't really thinking about it. But then I feel like once you see that the guys around you are laughing, don't try to, I think she tried to say was it because I called you skinny, right? Just move on. Like just don't talk about it again. Because the more you talk about it, the more clips you're gonna get about it, right? You feel me? So I personally feel like the person that just talked, she had, a fair amount of points to say, but I feel like I still feel like I'm right though. You feel me? I still feel like Cinna didn't know. Well, I feel like she knew, but like she was just playing it off. I feel like I don't think she was like actually wanting to make Yonna feel a kind of way or something like that. That's just my take on that.
Side note, but you would think only kids watch these streams and have takes like this, but apparently a lot of people that are getting on the internet and talking about these things seem to be full-grown adults. It's pretty wild to see. And it's not like it's just her coming on here making think pieces talking about why Cinna's a bad person, why Cinna is this, and that, but it's also people in comment sections saying crazy stuff to Cinna on a consistent basis, going on her posts and mentioning these topics on videos that are so unrelated to what is going on with the situation. It's pretty alarming to see the back-to-back responses that are consistently happening, all because of this joke that happened. Me and Marlon did this, me and Marlon, Marlon's and me, Marlon and I, us together,
That's what I'm
Marlon,
saying. Like this
Marlon
shit's
and
not this
me.
deep.
Me
It's
and
not this deep.
Marlon times
We're all
3, please.
parasocial.
Don't play with Yonna. Don't play with Yonna. Me and Marlon. The way she only gets traction when she's being weird to other people and bring up their ex.
That girl sat on that stream and said, me and Marlon, me and Marlon, me and Marlon, Marlon and I, several times to get a reaction. She wasn't low. Yonna and Ray peeped it and the chat peeped it. She the kind of person you gotta be careful around because she'll try to throw rocks and hide her hand. Talk about, oh my god, I don't know what I said. What did I say? Did I say skinny? Girl, you knew what it was. I don't care that y'all think that this is an ongoing joke. Ain't shit funny when it come to Marlon. Yonna don't fuck with that man.
You would think by the way people are talking about the situation, or the way that people are specifically talking about Yonna and her reaction and why they're upset about what Cinna said, you would think that her, Yonna, and the other people that are mentioning these things are best friends with her. They have her personal number, they hit her up, they're on FaceTime all the time, they might even chatting up stream ideas, when that's really not the case at all. I highly doubt she knows any of these people, probably recognizes a name or two
So I'm
here and
saying
there
y'all
if
are
it's in Discord,
parasocial.
but y'all
Crazy ass
aren't that
parasocial.
important to Yonna. Y'all aren't actually her friends, and I don't know if that's alarming to y'all, because the way that I'm saying people talk, you might genuinely believe that they must think that her and Yonna have some special connection that no one else has, as if they are just some chatter. At the end of the day, when these cameras turn off and when you don't see these streamers interact, they still talk to each other and they talk about each other. And Yonna, along with Cinna seeing all this parasocial stuff, obviously had to talk about it and speak on it a little bit more.
Bro, I opened TikTok chat. Bro, I accidentally said a name yesterday during a segment, which was so clearly an accident, and everybody's like, she did it on purpose. And what's crazy is Yonna and I talked about this before. We were like, people keep doing that to me and her work. It's clearly not intentional, you know what I mean? And it's so bad.
Wait, did the TikTok have a lot of likes?
Yes.
Really?
It's so bad, yes. But the thing is me and Yonna are friends.
Yeah.
So she obviously knows I didn't think about it. Bro, I saw people bringing like race into it, writing like think pieces. Like, it's like crazy, bro. I don't know. But I think it's like really fucking up my mental. I'm not gonna lie. I know it's just like one of those things that's like, you can't deal. Bro, my messages are fucked. It's like people like being like, I wish I could fight you. Like, I wanna do like crazy shit, bro. Like, I don't know.
I ain't gonna lie to you. Us, I don't care who you are. I don't feel like I know for a fact that after seeing something like that, you go to the person's DM and be like, yeah, I wish I could fight you type shit. You're lame, bro. You're lame. That's a lame shit to do. That's some lame ass shit to do. Because I don't understand why you're doing that. You don't have anything going on for your life. You don't have anything going on for you in your life. You don't have like a shorty. You don't have a gym to go to. You don't have like work or something. You don't have like assignments or something like that. Right? Like, why do you just go up and start? I don't know. It's crazy though. But I feel like this parasocial thing we have going on with streamers is so crazy because you feel like you know them, but they don't know you. You watch them every time, but they don't know you. So going on to someone's DMs and just saying, yo, I feel like I should fight you or something like that. It's crazy. I ain't gonna lie. It's crazy, but I mean, it's what it is. It's what it is. It's not gonna stop anytime soon. So yeah.
It's like on all my platforms. I think my mental is just like fucked.
Oh,
I'm just a
imagine.
human, you know what I mean? So I think I'm having super bad anxiety today. And just like, I'm kind of just like, it's like a lot. I don't know.
Wow.
It's like a lot. It's okay. It's
Wow.
crazy. It's bad. There's just a bunch of like crazy shit in my fucking comments. I'm getting like threats and bro, it's like it's crazy. Like I just cannot believe how crazy it is. I don't know.
Wow.
I don't know. My anxiety is like fucking awful. It is so awful.
You would have thought Cinna and Yonna had some of the craziest falling outs in history. The way that people were talking in not only her comment sections, but also in the Discords and Yonna Discord and Yonna's comment section. Like, genuinely, what was happening was not that serious. And even if Yonna did have an issue with it, she probably talked to Cinna off stream, which is, and I'm gonna spoil it for y'all, it's actually what she did. But a lot of these fans, if you can even call them that, are trying to send a bunch of hate to either party purely because they are either trying to defend them or just upset and going way too far as a parasocial in order to make the other party look better. And it's not only unnecessary, but just makes each streamer probably more and more annoyed. And it's not even like Cinna's the one that's only speaking out about this and talking about how much of an issue it is. Yonna herself, when she got back to her home setup, started to speak about it as well.
Please just be kind to everybody, y'all. Some people just say things and they don't mean it.
See what I'm talking about. See what I'm talking about. You're not ain't hanging out with her no more. Me and Marlon 3 times. She didn't. What? She didn't that shit. She did that. Yo, gotta go to school, bro. She didn't that shit on purpose. She did that shit on purpose. Just say that, right? You feel me? She did that shit on purpose. Dragged on way too long. Yana is so mature, and me, Marlon and I, us together, Marlon, and me and Marlon 3 times, please. Like, so I'm saying, like, it's not this deep. It's not this deep. Like, y'all are taking this shit so deep, right? I feel like y'all niggas have to go out and go and touch some grass because this shit is not this deep, bro. And first of all, like I said earlier, right? I said, not Cinna, Yonna has this cute girl, innocent girl. Do I feel like that's who she is on like in real life? No. Definitely no. She's just playing up for the camera. Is it a bad thing to do? No. But I feel like because everyone is, she's this sweet innocent girl, right? So no one can gang up on her. But like, I feel like no one's even ganging up on her. Like literally, she just said me and Marlon 3 times, and I think she was oblivious to the fact. I don't know, but I'm cutting some slack because you feel me. People make mistakes and everything, but it's not this deep. And the fact that you all are just saying all this shit the internet's such a crazy place to be right now. I can't even lie. That's by the way. Comment down what you feel about this, though. Comment down what you feel about this. Comment down what you feel about this for sure.
By accident. So let's all just be kind and just remain kind, because I'm starting to see comments where people are like, oh, these fucking Yonna fan bases, they're fucking crazy.
Yeah, they are.
Like, okay, now you're like, no,
I won't say that. I won't type that, but like,
I get it. There are those people, but you're telling people who aren't even my fans to be like, oh, well, these Yonna fans. Y'all, please. Mind you, this isn't targeted to anyone. It's just be kind, because I've been seeing my chat or my TikTok community fan base get a little crazy, and y'all need to y'all need to just calm down.
Calm the
okay?
fuck down.
I will catch on to it. So all of y'all just be kind, be happy for one another. Or yes, someone said fake fan pages. Yes, that's exactly what it is.
This entire situation also shows the big problem that people have with streaming. Yonna and Cinna have no bad blood. And again, if they really had an issue, they would have talked about it off stream. And even in Cinna's clip, she said that they did. But because of how big their fan bases are and the platforms that they span from being Twitch, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, there is no real way to control and talk to all of them. They both don't condone any of the hate that's being spread about one another, and there are going to be other fan pages that are obviously going to form the hate in order to get monetary gain. So it just causes a big combination of people doing whatever they want under the disguise of being cool with said streamer, when that's really not the case. Because again, neither Cinna nor Yonna want any hate sent to each other, so anybody you actually see doing that isn't being a real fan of the two, because they aren't condoning those actions at all. And even when that happens on Cinna's live stream, because it has happened a couple of times, he has to call out and tell these people that Yonna isn't going to be happy that you're sitting here apparently sticking up for her. I'm putting that in big quotation marks because it doesn't do anything but send a bunch of hate to someone that she's actually cool with.
Okay, this is bait, by the way. This is bait. You know that Yonna doesn't like you, and neither do I, because you are falling for clips literally when something was an accident. And you know Yonna and I have talked like pretty much ever since then, multiple times.
Like, okay.
No, you can untime them out. You can untime them out if you want. But
so see, before she goes on, right? I don't know how y'all do on Twitch, right? But I feel like you're so weird. Why do you keep saying me and Marlon to Yana? You like it's not that deep. You feel me? It's not that deep, right? Because I personally, if I disagree with something on YouTube, I usually I won't say usually, but like I rarely ever like comment down my disagreements, right? Because I feel like it's just weird. Like what am I typing about? It's weird, and then having to go like with a one-to-one discourse with someone, like you feel me? I've had some videos I've done, and people were like, "You're stealing content." I don't have to reply you, right? You feel me? Actually, gonna hurt me for sure, but like there's nothing I can say to you, right? Because you already have those emotions and feelings about me. So it's what it is. But I feel like you're so weird to type this shit in the chat is such a weird thing to do. And you're so parasocial, bro. Because even I can see that it's not that deep. It's definitely not that deep. So I don't know. I don't know. It's weird though. It's a weird situation.
you know what I mean? It's like you're not doing anything by trying to put women against each other. You're actually just doing the opposite of what you think, which doesn't make sense. It's not your fault, but I feel like you know, use your brain a little bit and fall outside of clips that me and her are friends, and it wasn't like that. But you know what I mean? Do what you gotta do. Do what you gotta do. Well. And you'll never make me not be friends with that girl. That girl is like so sweet.
Now every day I feel like I cover useless drama, things that won't matter in the next 24 hours or something you'll probably forget about literally after you click off this video. But this might genuinely be the epitome of that, because there's no way that people saw that clip and genuinely came to the conclusion that they not only need to make think pieces hating on Cinna, they not only need to rate her comment section saying crazy stuff, they also came to the conclusion that not only is Yonna not going to be friends with her, but she's now going to hate Cinna and never want to do anything with her again. Genuinely, some of these fans and people that watch these streamers or just content creators in general need to step outside, because you cannot be invested this much into anybody else's life and have one yourself. But at the end of the day, that is just how I feel. If you want to tell me how you feel,
I ain't gonna lie to you. That's a good ass video, bro. Novlee, shout out to my boy Novlee. It's a good ass video. And by the way, so comment down below what you feel about this video. Like, share, subscribe. Heavy on the subscribe, please, because we have to get these videos out there. Please subscribe to the channel, please. And that's by the way. See y'all later, bro. See y'all later. Bye. I ain't gonna lie. We got some. Hey, OBZS channel, OBZ.
It ass, I know.
Omeezy. Alcoholics were built to fail. So I haven't watched this. But I mean, let's get ready to, you know, do the intro. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we have a video by Omeezy titled "Alcoholics Were Built to Fail." So, a brief summary: Alcoholics is a group, you know, founded by I think DDG and I don't know his brother, but they have this guy here, DDG, I don't know this guy, J5, Dub, I don't know, I forgot this guy's name too, but this nigga's popular, right? But that's by the way. So they founded this stuff, and they're supposed to be like, you know, the Clover Boys, like the Coro Boys and everything, right? But they didn't really, you know, work together and everything. Everyone was doing this shit for themselves. So Omuzi trying to tell us that. I think we all knew though, right? I think we all knew from the way they started, because mind you, check this out. 10 months ago, 8 months ago, 7 months ago, 4 months ago, 4 months ago. Like, I don't even know, why do you have your thumbnail looking like this? Like, this is so weird. This is not a good ass thumbnail for the DDG ass group, you know, you feel me? It's crazy. But I feel like we all knew that they weren't gonna last long. But I think they're, you know, getting ready to disband or something like that. But Omi's gonna shed some light on that. But that's by the way. Comment down below what you feel about this video, and subscribe to the channel, because it really helps out small creators like us Actually, really, really bad. Love you all. Let's see what Umizi has for us today, man.
We did ass, I know. Lazy Harlot. We had a lot of up in the beginning. When we first started, we lost a member on the first day. Finally got into the house. It was just a different environment. Like it just was a bad start.
We was ass.
Y'all was ass? Like performance-wise?
Yeah, as a group, we was just ass. You know, we got our own lives.
How does that one song go? Another one bites the dust. Arguably one of the hardest things to do in content creation is start a group channel. It relies on so many people being equal participants to a bigger collective without seeing some sort of results in the interim. But that wouldn't stop DDG from making his attempt. In his journey to make Capaholics his new group endeavor work, he decided to ignore all of the warning signs and prerequisites for making a content group work. Instead, he decided to stick his friends in a house, believing that the proximity to the greatness that is DDG, Deshae, J5 as content creators would have them rise to the top. But he missed out on some very, very, very pivotal things, and ultimately it would lead to the group's demise as we see it today. If you're new to this and you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. It's gonna go a long, long way for the channel. How y'all feeling about the new studio? How y'all feeling about the new setup? It was all because of you. Now join up before we get to 200K. Now, back into the video. Now, I don't blame DDG for thinking that this was the way to go about doing content creation. After seeing the success of the Sidemen, AMP, Phase, now known as Core, I would think that if I had a group of friends and I had a bunch of cameras, I too could make a bunch of group content. But there were very key things missing from this equation that DDG didn't factor in that will ultimately lead to the demise of his group channel.
Saying that I want to be, you know, I think I'm bigger than a program. Definitely is not that. You know what I'm saying? I come from a place where I know ain't nothing bigger than the program, you know what I'm saying? But the program can't work if other niggas think they bigger than the program, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not gonna say any names, you feel me? Because that's not what I'm here for. I'm just gonna kind of like give like a surface level answer, because I'm not here to like just throw the blame on niggas, but at the end of the day, like I feel like the person that made me lead this shit definitely should come out and say something, because they the reason, and they know they're the reason. You know, everybody in the group knows they're the reason. Everybody in the group says, man, hey, I respect your decision. You're 100% right. Every nigga, like if any nigga come out and say they didn't, like, then just lying to y'all, and that's on my heart.
Now, I don't think that J5 is the sole reason why.
I ain't gonna lie. My first take on that is, you know, I feel like what really hurt them when they first started was losing J5, right? Because like he was one of the core members, one of the core founders. And when he left, that kind of just destabilized them. Well, because I don't think they were really going far in a way, but I feel like losing J5 at such a pivotal time, you know, it's really broke them up. You feel me?
The group is not succeeding today. Granted, taking one of the biggest members from the group and removing them from the collective is not going to help you one bit. But I do think that the messaging that he was portraying before he had left the group, mind you, this is even before day one, is very, very important to a reason why that it failed.
Even that group, like, it's not a real group, bro. Like, that ain't real. Them ain't real. Like, and I'm not saying like friends, speaking on as far as everybody individually. I'm just speaking as a group. That's not a real friend group, bro. Our friend group was always based off of the ranks of popularity. Like last year I was at the bottom of the rank. If I put up to the club late, nigga tell me, nigga, it's over. Like you can't even get in the club. Like I'm not coming out to get you. You gotta call like T.O. or somebody. You feel me? Like that's the only way a nigga get somewhere. Like, you know, and that's just a representation of the dynamic of the friend group. And then, you know, this person has talked to various niggas crazy. Even the time I got talked to crazy, like this situation where a nigga just blatantly disrespected a nigga below the belt, he blatantly disrespected another nigga below the belt. And that person didn't say nothing. They took it. Like they just, nigga called a nigga a bitch, I made you, and do you drive this and whoop, like real crazy shit for it. It's like, damn, like what the fuck? Like
now, I can't vouch for their specific friend group dynamics, but if
let's pause it right here. So you gotta understand, people, that these streamers, people that stream, people that do all this shit, like they aren't like real friends, bro. Like, you feel me? You can see someone consistently streaming other people, but like don't think they are real friends. I mean, some of them are definitely real friends, you feel me, right? A lot of people hang out together after stream and do a lot of stuff after stream, right? But a lot of them are not real friends. They just do this for the monetary gain. Damn, my English. They do this for the monetary gain, all right? To get some money, get some views, get some likes, get some clout up. You know, you feel me? There are a lot of reasons they can do it, but these guys are not real friends. So stop being invested as much in them, bro. Because they do all this shit for themselves, financial, to get more money. You feel me? So, I don't know. They aren't real friends, bro.
Taking Jay Cinco's word for it, he introduces the fact that not only are there question marks about how the inner workings of things go, but basically that there is some sort of hierarchy. And there's many ways to think about a hierarchical system when it comes to specifically human beings. But what I see is that there is somebody at the top that gets all the praise, but ultimately there is somebody at the bottom, the foundation of it all, that is supposed to be marching to the beat of the drum at the person at the top. But see, that's not how a group channel can be formed, and content creation shouldn't work like that. You kind of need everybody to be bought into the idea that they're going to become influencers, content creators, and have some sort of passion to the project in order for it to succeed. Otherwise, you're going to get people to fall off left, right, and sideways. And something that other successful streamer, part of a big content group, Phantom, said in a previous video, I think that there's a problem in content creation where everybody's looking at the money first.
This is the only thing I don't fuck with the new era of I don't want to call it the new era of streaming, but like, because I feel like in every era this existed, but like that niggas that just sparked the live just for the bag, like nothing else. Like,
with only 6 group videos in 10 months, and when we look at the Twitch analytics, which we will in a second, I think it's fair to question the validity or maybe the reality of some of the members' content creation careers. Look, it's no secret. There's a bag in content creation. We're seeing all of these content creators become the new rappers, the new athletes.
So I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm doing this shit. I'm new for the bag, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm new for the bag, but like, you feel me? When I started on my journey, content creating, like doing videos, I think I had a channel I was doing like puzzles and everything. I had about 100 and 150 subscribers, bro. But I knew that the way I'm doing this shit, I'm not gonna get more subs, and I'm not gonna, be able to move on scale. You feel me? That's why I left that puzzle channel and I came here to do like react channels for love fees and everything like that. You feel me? So I'm doing it for the bag, but I understand that this bag I'm doing it for, like, it might not come this year, it might not come next year, it might not come in 2 years' time, right? But I'm still gonna keep working. I'm gonna keep working. I'm gonna keep working every single day, try to improve my craft. You feel me? So I can get to where I want to go. You understand what I'm saying? So just like now, because before I used to think that this bag I'll probably get like subscribe monetized this year, but I have to understand it right now that it takes a while before you get monetized. It takes a while before you make money. You have to invest in this, business. So I'm trying to learn to love making videos. I'm trying to learn to, just love my craft, bro. I'm not just doing this for the money. I'm doing this because I like reacting. I'm doing this because, this is my channel. I want to see where I can take this to. You feel me? So I feel like the financial aspect is very, very important because that shit put me on. I was like, this nigga's making a lot of money, right? This nigga's making like 100K a month type shit, right? But then you have to at least love your craft to be able to move forward with it in life. You feel me, right? Because if I didn't like making YouTube videos or streaming, I won't be doing this shit consistently. And mind you, I'm still not very consistent though. I'm off and on. I have a lot of shit going on in my life right now, but we have to be consistent. You have to love your craft. You have to lock in, bro. You have to lock in. So, I mean, it's always though. Subscribe to the channel. Comment down below what you feel. Subscribe to the channel. I like the video too.
With their chains, cars, clothes, and lifestyle that everybody wants to live. But does that mean that anybody and everybody can just prop up a camera, hop on the microphone, and say something consistently where people will listen? No. I'm not here to complain about this line of work, but ultimately there is a level of grind that is involved in all of this. It's entrepreneurship. It is, making your own way for a long time until something pops off. And I will say this for people that are forming a group channel, if members of the group don't have the passion to be doing this thing on their dolo without the need of the group, then ultimately it's not gonna work. And that's the exact situation that's going on with Capaholics.
DG was not here. DG picked me on as music. I can say that now. Like I always tell y'all this. Without my cousin Boo, I would not be doing music at all. I'm just thankful, nigga. That's the biggest thing I wanted to do in life was music. You know what I'm saying? So, nigga, I followed the footsteps of my brother Vine. Vine TV, the one that picked me on. Vine TV, the one that bought my ticket out here that got me to Cali. How can anybody else pick me on? You know what I'm saying? And I think niggas be forgetting, like, dang, I'm a grown-ass man. I never once asked a nigga for nothing, nigga. I slept on a nigga couch. Didn't ask a nigga for nothing. I know straight millionaires. You know what I'm saying? I slept on a nigga couch. Gang, and niggas making fun of that shit. Never could understand it, gang. This why I came on this stream. I'm like, this is my last month streaming. Like, on my mama. This is my last month streaming. I'm not streaming next month, gang. I'm sick of this shit. You know what I'm saying? I love the Capaholics, but this streaming shit, gang, can't do it.
Capaholics member Paidway T.O. announced that he is done with streaming due to the nature of the business and due to the fact that Capaholics is just not working. Now, if you had some sort of passion for this, why would you stop? Why would you stop streaming? Why would you stop creating content? I think this goes against everything that all of the big streamers and content creators have said in their whole career, what they've made an establishment on, is the fact that, hey, no matter what's going on, as long as there's a camera, I'm gonna find a way to be entertaining. This reveals everything we knew about the Capaholics, saying that, hey,
I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. Like, you have to keep on streaming, bro. You feel me? Because if you do, because imagine, I'm gonna give you a scenario, right? You have a channel, you post 1 video a day, or you have 2 channels, you post 2 videos a day. How do you get more exposure? How do you get more exposure? By posting more videos. By posting more videos, you reach more people, you get more subscribers, you feel me, right? You move up in life. Everything just gets better the more you post content. Quality content though, not like bad content, quality content. The more content you post, the more good content you post, the more subs you get, the more likes you get, you know, the better you feel about your content, the better you feel about your channel. So the less frequent, I mean, unless you're like a Mr. Beast or like you're I don't know, I Show Speed or I don't know, Cinna, right? That you probably stream once. And even those guys don't stream once a month. Those guys don't stream once a week. They're doing 72-hour stream on the rip. So that's crazy on its own, right? You feel me, right? But as a content creator, you have to lock in. You have to keep on posting good-ass content every single day. No matter how you feel about it, you have to keep on posting good-ass content. If not, you're gonna fall out, bro. You're gonna fall out because this YouTube shit, it's not easy at all. It's not easy at all. I think last week, the videos I posted, right, they got 0.0000 views. And I felt bad. Because like I'm doing this shit every day. I'm working like 40 hours a week. I'm going to school and everything, but I'm seeing 0 views. And like I dedicated my time to like record these videos, but there are no views, no subs. You feel me, right? So I mean, it is what it is, by the way, but as a content creator, you have to be consistent. You can't do anything in life without being consistent. So I mean, it is what it is, but subscribe to the channel. You know, you see more of me. So.
This is a group of friends that felt as if, hey, we can be a group collective bigger than the biggest creators out there. If you look at the stats of the big 3 from Capaholics, now we're talking about DDG, Dub, and Deshae, you will see that they are truly about this life. They are truly passionate about content creation. But if you look at some of the other members, the Wizard Kellys, the Paidway T.O.s, and others of the world, sporadic, sparse, that might not even be describing it properly. They just aren't streamers. They most likely jumped on the bandwagon because they saw the dollar signs and the lifestyle attached to it, but they don't understand that in order to achieve this high level of success, you need a high level of commitment to keep it going. With all the resources at their disposal, we've seen Deshae and we've seen DDG have huge stream attempts, marathons, all these other things. And not only that, they've also been doing pretty big collaborations with other people in the space. Deshae Frost just did the Quiet on the Creek stream with Saucy Santana. But ultimately, that showed a few things. These guys were serious about their content, while these other guys just kind of sat and waited on their hands, hoping that somebody would give them some sort of breadcrumb. And then ultimately, which I don't necessarily blame them, the bigger guys in the group decided they were going to shift focus to something that was more tangible, something that was more beneficial to them, because I don't feel like pulling teeth to get these guys that don't want to create content to actually create some content.
You and that little lame ass community shit talk about we the lamest group when we're always together.
Bro, fuck them niggas.
No, I'm saying
I ain't even reading my chat.
No,
nigga,
I'm saying like
fuck what they say.
No, nobody.
I'm saying, nigga, I'm saying if we gonna be a group, we gotta do shit like this all the time. No, 100%. You know what I'm saying? Niggas don't be together, bro.
I'm not
That's
saying.
all I'm saying. Why we can't say, hey, every day, 1 p.m. we all sparking. Boom. You only got 2 hours. You gotta go pick up woo-wop. Cool. You get off at 3. But we spark together. Why we can't do little shit like that? It ain't gotta be no crazy shit. We ain't got a plan to jump out a plane together. We can just stream together.
Okay, so look,
we can play the game. We played Among Us. Bang. Nigga, that shit got 500K on my YouTube. Nigga, I'm playing a game. Nigga, we're funnier than a lot of niggas, bro.
100%.
So it's like, if we stream together, we could do something. We don't stream together.
But even if they were all creators who had passion for content creation from the jump, ultimately the foundation that they were trying to build this group channel on was shaky at best from the start.
I ain't gonna lie. So my take on that is, because they're your homies, right? You try to put them on, you try to, bring them together to, because I rock with these guys off camera and we have like a good synergy. You feel me? We rock with each other. We have, good vibes and everything, right? So without understanding, when I bring the camera into the picture, we're supposed to, lock in. We're supposed to have fun. We're supposed to like give good vibes and everything, right? You feel me? But what you don't understand is that those guys you were with off camera, they might not want to put in the work you put in to get to where you are. They might not want to, lock in with you guys every single day. Wake up and start streaming. They might not want to do that. They might just want to, have their shit going on. They might just want to, do their own shit. You feel me? So everyone has what they want to do. But if you want to go up, you have to collab, work with other people, and you feel me? So I think what he should have done was look for people that are thirsty for the opportunity, people that want the opportunity. Like T-Banks. Like T-Banks told him, like, yo, if it was me, we'll be making money now, making bread. You feel me? But the guys he has on this channel that they don't wanna go up. But I mean, it's what it is. It is what it is. My English, damn.
Core's currently going to fail. And I said this when Core first got announced. The issues with Core are you guys are all very successful individually, and I think you guys are incentivized to just work on your own thing. Like, you're actively doing Maybach Monday, or like you're maybe talking with your team, like Woj or Lou, about like some streams you want to do in the future for yourself, and you'll see the direct benefit from that. And no one's actively like putting effort into thinking about what should we do for the group. So my prediction when you guys started your group is that eventually, like, one person's going to do the brunt of the workload to get it started. They're going to burn out just necessarily because they're only receiving, if you put effort into the group, 1/5 of that. There's 6 people, 1/6, whatever the percentage is, but they're getting like 1/5 or 1/6 of the return of that. If they were to work on their own things, they would feel much better because they'd get more return. It's kind of like, imagine doing a group project every week and you're getting an A, but you're doing all the work.
Career streamer and content creator Ludwig was talking to core member Jason the Ween, who has also been a part of, at this point, 2 group channels, pointing out the harsh realities, not only of their group channel and why he thinks that they'll have some issues, but the realities of group channels in general. Ultimately, it's not as lucrative or beneficial as people make it out to be, specifically on the monetary side. Think about this. If you have a group of 6 people, if you make $60,000 on a video, you have to bust that down. First, any employee pays, taxes, and then split the rest between 6 other people, as opposed to doing your own individualized content. So that is a harsh reality of doing group content in general, but one that can ultimately be mitigated with other things coming down the line. And ultimately, it's inherent to a group content. But what is unique about Capaholics, and other groups fall for this trope, is that they have a one person running the show. This is the other portion that Ludwig was referring to. If everybody's not planning the same, doing the same type of work, and producing the same sort of output, this is gonna create burnout. It's gonna make somebody that's an individual jaded to the situation. And ultimately, it's gonna make them pissed off and not wanna continue. But the sad part about it is, if that person doesn't continue, then the group just falls apart.
You the Warriors, right? Yeah. You getting your ass whooped all season. You win 2 games. You gonna say we the best team in the world? No. Nigga, we ain't even make it to the playoffs, nigga.
We lost the whole shit.
Nigga, we've been losing.
You a boxer.
Bro, we had the internet. No, listen, bro. We had the internet. We had the internet on lock. October, November, little bit of December. Them niggas start bullshitting. It is what it is. I ain't saying nothing crazy.
DDG's individual seriousness.
I ain't gonna lie. And I remember, like, when he was talking about this shit online, I remember people, like, going at him that, yo, you're talking about this shit too much, right? Like, you're supposed to talk about it less and motivate your guys more to do what they're supposed to do. But I was like, yo, I created this group and we're supposed to be locking in and we're not locking in, so I have to talk about it, right? And it's sad. From, I think, like I said, October to now where we are today, right? That's about a year. So nothing's really happened in a year. So I mean, that's crazy.
about the group displays a level of passion that he has for this group to work. And as a career content creator, I could see that. It makes a lot of sense to me. But ultimately, if the other people that aren't as busy as you, aren't working on other projects like you, aren't putting effort and time into the business, then ultimately that's gonna make the busiest person in the group pissed off and not want to interact with them anymore. So now DDG has to ask himself, Deshae has to ask himself, Dub has to ask himself, would I wanna put my time, effort, and energy into creating my own individual video that could also bang and bring me benefits, or do I want to put effort into a group channel where others aren't working and I'm not seeing the residual benefits? Like, let's be honest, gun to the back of your head, can you name 3 other members of Capaholics not named DDG, Deshae, or Dub? No, but you would think that would mean that those guys would be working as hard to get their names bigger than ever, but the reality is that's not true.
We was ass.
Y'all was ass? Like performance-wise?
Yeah, as a group, we was just ass. You know, we got our own lives. I got a son, my brother got a son, so we got lives. Sometimes our schedules just don't align for us to do group videos and do group content. It's not as motivating as it should be, you know?
And that's why it's ending?
Yeah, a lot of the groups be younger. We on the older side.
I know.
So, when you get to this age, it's like, got a lot of responsibilities and things to deal with that might not make you overly motivated to be in a house with a bunch of people and make content all the time.
That makes sense.
And while I may be able to empathize with DDG, the nature of the game, if you want something to work, is that you have to make sacrifices. I'm not saying that anybody has to miss a birthday if they don't want to, or miss a date night if they don't want to. But ultimately, knowing that you're not gonna make those sacrifices needed to be done to build a brighter and better future for the group channel later down the line means that the group channel that you're trying to make will not work. And I think what really makes all of this worse is the fact that DDG, Deshae, Dub, and the Capaholics are trying to build a group channel in an era in which the blueprint has been laid out over and over and over again. Sidemen, Clover Boys, AMP, FaZe, 2Hype. There have been so many group channels that have laid out the foundation before them, and they still can't get it. Mind you, it's not like this game is so secretive either. Like, they can reach out to these people, or better yet, consume some of the videos that exist on the internet. Dennis talked about what it takes to be a great group channel.
I ain't gonna lie to you. So there's a difference between, people telling you something. People can tell you something every day. People can tell you what to do. But if you don't do it, you're not going to get it. So, the different thing, if someone tells you what to do, and if you actually go and do it, right? So it depends on you and what you do, not just what they tell you. Because you can have all the whole information in the world, damn. But if you don't lock in, if you don't, do what you're supposed to do, you're not going to get anything. So,
and this is something that they could have easily learned from.
Listen, if you ever want to start a YouTube group, look at AMP for inspiration. And I tell you that because, not even trying to be biased either, but I love my dogs to death. You got a problem with my dogs, you got a problem with music as well, vice versa. These are my actual friends that has turned into brothers. But most importantly, nobody is more important to the group, and we all do shit for the group, even if we don't want to do it, because we know it is good for the group.
Ultimately, content groups should be established and made by those that are bought in, that are passionate about making content, that aren't, putting the brunt of the work on one person to make all the decisions, even though this person is the biggest name in the space. It should only be for those that truly see the forest for the trees for the forest beyond the trees, the bigger picture that lies after putting in the work. You need people who have a healthy relationship with one another, and you need people who are genuinely caring about the content, and one without another is a recipe for disaster. For the Capaholics, they started on the wrong path and they never course corrected. And now, if you look at a year later, you would say that this whole time has been wasted. I remember this DDG tweet where people were talking about the disparity between him being a streamer and then his collective being a streamer, and he was like, yo, take a look a year later. Yeah, buddy, we got the Twitch stats. It's just not looking good. But the reason why I'm not saying that it is a year wasted is because there is knowledge in failure. There is knowledge in others doing bad things. So maybe not for DDG, Dub, and Deshae should they be looking at this, but for anybody else looking at creating some sort of group channel, I think that it's actually more important that you study the failures of Capaholics as opposed to the successes of AMP or Beta Squad. Sure, you can learn great things from the successful content creator groups, but you can learn exactly what not to do when looking at a failed content creation group like the Capaholics.
All right. Yeah, that's a good ass vid. I ain't gonna lie. That's a good ass vid by Omizi. But yeah. So let's see what we have next. Let's see what we have next. Let's see what we have next. Let's see what we have next on the channel. On the React channel today, bro.
You know, me and Marlon were signed.
I feel like we should what should we do, chat? What should we do? Should we react to why are many bodybuilders dying? Or ranking the greatest hitters in NBA history? Comment down below what you feel I should react to. I'm gonna give you all like 30 seconds, you know. Just comment down below. Comment down below, comment down below, comment down below, comment down below. Comment down below. What's the time actually? Yeah. If y'all don't comment, I'm not gonna, you know, I mean, yeah. Being a small streamer is hard, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. Let's do the NBA one.
What happened to NBA?
Nobody commented, right? Yeah. Let's go, 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 let's go. Oh, is it reacting to the channel? Damn. I got a react. I got a react vid. Damn. I think it was this vid. I think it was this vid. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Nah, that's not good. And today we've got a video that we're talking about NBA slander names. NBA slander names. I watch the NBA. Not really off and on, but I am a Laker fan. I am a Timberwolves fan. So yeah. But let's see what we have today. Let's see what slander names we have.
What happened to NBA nicknames, man? Nowadays, all I see are just slander names, right? J-Tub instead of J-Dub, Humbucket for Kaminga, basically ruined his career from the jump. Even new draft picks, Darren Peterson, DNP, because he barely
DNP
played in
doesn't play
college.
games.
What happened to
Yeah.
all nicknames, right? Like Air Jordan, Black Mamba, Chosen One. We don't even call him Chosen One anymore. Now we just call him LaMickey. With his former counterpart, A. Disney. Like, where did all of these slander names even come from? Well, turns out
You ain't gonna lie, the Braun names are crazy, bro. Crazy. Just add the Lee behind it, bro. Crazy. You know, a lot of niggas hate LeBron, bro. A lot of niggas hate Braun, but I don't know why. But comment down below what you feel about Braun, but I don't know why a lot of niggas hate Braun, bro. It's crazy.
They've actually been around for a while, right? You had Tragic Johnson in the 80s,
The
Shaquille O'Neal. I mean, if you look at Charles Barkley's basketball reference page, you'll see it. Round mound.
I ain't gonna lie. Round mound of rebound, the Chuckster, Bread Truck, Boy George, Love Boat, Food World, the Crisco Kid. Nah, I ain't gonna lie. Barkley really, I think it was because he used to eat a lot though. That's why he had all those nicknames, but I mean, yeah.
Out from football Twitter, all right? Pinaldo, Pesci, Pendu. Even those ones are getting out of hand now, right? Benjamin Sesko, forward for Manchester United. Sesko Fender.
Sesko Fender.
How did it get started in
I
basketball?
ain't gonna lie.
Well, to me, it all started in 2004 when USA Basketball finished third in men's basketball after losing to Argentina. For whatever reason, the man who got the most slander coming out of this tournament to this day was LeBron.
I said it. You know, I see. Niggas hate Braun, bro. I don't know why. A lot of niggas just hate Braun. LeBron.
Because LeBron criticism was so popularized,
that's
I feel
why.
like once he started flopping at Miami, they started calling him
LaFlop.
LaFlop.
I said
It's
it.
the easiest slander name to come up with, right? You just put La in front of whatever you want to say, right? La Frozen One, La Hammer, La Meat, La Bum, La GM, La anything works.
La Turkey. I ain't gonna lie. This turkey ass chip revived my nigga, bro. Like, damn. He had his joint going on so early, bro. It's crazy, but I mean, yeah.
Right? This really popularized the format of slander names, right? Nowadays, you got players like Dorian Finney-Smith, Careless Pervert. Well, to counter these slander names, you're probably wondering at home, why can't players just come up with their own nicknames? Just name themselves before the internet names them. Well, the best example of this backfiring is
KD.
Paul George. Because after dropping 36 points in his playoff debut with the Thunder, Paul George came out in the media and said
Playoff
this.
P.
Y'all ain't met Playoff P yet, huh?
And I truly believe that this was a moment in human history that
I ain't gonna lie. I remember everyone was clowning that nigga for that. He was like playoff P, but he always choking the playoffs, bro. It was crazy. And then he was doing like, I think it was from playoff P to podcast P, because he was on more podcasts than they had playoff games, bro. So, and they had games actually, so it was crazy. That's crazy.
blew up the concept of slander names. Because after Paul George gets sent home by Damian Lillard, he
I
runs to the
remember.
Clippers.
Mind you, he said that was a bad shot. That was a bad shot, and I think he had that exact same shot. I think a few games before or a few games after, and he missed it. So, I mean,
He stank it
is
up
what
in
it
the
is.
bubble, okay? Blew a 3-1 lead, hit the side of the backboard.
Yeah.
Pandemic P, right? Way off P.
Way off P.
PG-13.
PG 13.
Playoff P can't keep getting no passes. You can't be calling yourself Playoff P and lose all the time. Hey, you don't see me walking around saying, hey, I won the championship and I didn't win it. They'll call you championship. They'll call me championship Chuck.
And then it just
Yeah.
spiraled from there, right? He starts his new show on YouTube, Podcast
Podcast
P. He got caught
P,
doping,
yeah.
Prescription P. And
You actually have this prescription P.
even a couple of months ago,
Wow.
right? The slander names just won't stop.
Field and playoff P, that's P-E-E, playoff P.
He called them
I always said PEE, bro. Crazy.
playoff PEE for pissing down his legs in the playoffs.
That's crazy,
like, what
bro.
are we
That's
doing?
crazy.
That was self-inflicted, right? Why the fuck did you call yourself playoff P? Get it, right? You took Miami LeBron to 7, but it's just like you haven't won a championship. Literally
Yeah.
nobody called him that up until that point. So that
Yeah.
one was pretty self-inflicted, right?
Yeah.
Same thing with Kevin Durant. People call him
Yeah.
KDF now, right? Because of his leaked chats about his drone investment. But even earlier in his career, when fans gave him the nickname Slim Reaper,
Slim
which is
Reaper.
one of the
I
best
love
nicknames
that
of all
shit,
time.
bro.
Kevin Durant
She
comes
was
out to
good.
the media and says he doesn't like it, all right? Says he likes The Servant.
Are you serious though? Kevin Durant likes the servant as he strives to win his first league MVP award and to keep his OKC at the top of the Western Conference standings. Kevin Durant is ready for a new nickname. Just call him the servant from now on. I like to serve everybody, my teammates. That's crazy. That's crazy.
The Servant. I like
Mind
to
you,
serve everybody.
knowing what we know about KD right now, with all the leaked leaked messages, that's crazy.
My teammates,
crazy.
ushers at the game, the fans. I know it's kind of weird to make your own nickname, but I like that one better. This guy wants to be
Yeah.
a servant. Then we have DeAndre Ayton, right?
Dominating,
My
bro.
name is Dominating.
I laughed at that
Got a
shit.
tattooed across his back. Nowadays, this guy can't
Oh, yeah, that's a horrible ass tattoo.
I'm bring dominance. My name is Dominating.
dominate. Got a tattooed.
Yo, that shit looks like whippings, bro. This shit looks like whippings. It looks like, damn. Why you do this to yourself, bro? It's crazy.
Across his back. Nowadays, this guy can't catch a ball. Can't finish a lob, can't rebound, can't play help defense. Dominated. To me, the worst self-titled nickname isn't Playoff P, all right? It isn't The Servant, Dominating. It's Big Deuce. Now look, his son's name is Deuce, right? So I get it. But naming yourself after a literal shit, I just can't take him serious, right? Like when he tore his Achilles, LeBron James, prayers up, Big Deuce. When
I didn't
Tatum
even know
signed
about
his
that.
extension, Big Deuce is here to stay. Even on the court, mic'd up. Like, listen to Jaylen Brown here.
Here we go. Come on, Big Deuce.
Come on, Big
Come on,
Deuce.
Big Deuce.
Time to stop playing with you.
Niggas,
I'm Big
he's
Deuce.
laughing, bro.
I'm Big Deuce. Come on.
He's laughing, bro. It's funny.
He just had to be trolling. Like,
Yeah, he was
I
trolling,
don't
bro.
know about this
He
one,
was
man.
trolling.
If players can't come up with their own nicknames, then it's pretty much up to us, right? Up to the fans,
Yeah.
creative, and give these players an alter ego. However, all we're doing is focusing on their flaws. Can't perform in the playoffs? DeMar DeFrozen. Can't handle the ball? Dubious hand.
You guys don't understand how bad Randall was last season, bro, for the Timberwolves. That nigga was ass. Nigga was ass, bro. Crazy ass. I don't want to talk about that.
You don't pass the ball, the possession ends here. Never
Won't talk
swing the
about that.
ball. Can't shoot a jumper? PB no
Never
J.
swing the rock.
Can't land off a jumper? FTA. Can't stay healthy?
Wait,
Anthony
I thought Shazon was free throw merchant. I thought it was free throw merchant. I don't know it was. Let's see.
jumper?
Let's check it out
PB
again.
no J. Can't land off a jumper? FTA.
FTA. What does that mean?
Can't stay healthy? Anthony day to day. Street clothes. No rings? CP0. Can't coach?
I ain't gonna lie. That's some disrespect right there, bro. CP0. That's some disrespect right there.
JJ Reddit. The worst case of them all was when Skip Bayless called Russell Westbrook Westbrick.
Westbrick.
Russell Westbrick. I don't think you can overcome Russell Westbrick. Thank you, Westbrick.
Because once he came to the Lakers, more eyes were on his game, right? Paired up with Anthony Davis, LeBron. People worldwide started seeing him hit everything but the net. And this name grew quicker than a forest fire. However, Russ, he's somebody that doesn't deal with the nonsense.
Westbrick, I'm a biggest fan. Westbrick. I said I'm
Hey,
a
you
biggest
see it?
fan.
Say the name.
Westbrick.
Yeah. Westbrook.
Westbrick.
Yeah. Nigga change that shit up fast. What do you call me? Westbrook.
No. I didn't mean it like that.
I didn't mean it like that.
Pressed him, just blitzed him. But once this clip came out, more people started calling him Westbrick.
What I'm disappointed.
I ain't gonna lie to you. So I feel like it was what he said, right? This guy said right here that made it a lot worse. I also feel like because for the Lakers, I remember when he joined the Lakers, I think we all knew though that he's a high, he demands the ball a lot, right? So he needs the ball to be able to averages triple doubles and everything, right? So you feel me? So, and my problem was with the amount of money he was getting paid, and what he was producing was like disproportional, right? When he moved to the Lakers, right? So from then to now, well, to last year he was with Sacramento, right? And he's getting paid 3.5 million, but he's doing like 15.4 points per game, like good ass numbers for someone that's getting paid 3.5 million. So I fuck with Westbrook a lot. But I feel like it was the Laker tenure that really fucked up his legacy. He ain't playing with the Lakers really fucked up his legacy because he could not find synergy and he could not shoot the ball as well. I don't think he was ever that good of a shooter though, but I feel like it was just so crazy athletic that he never really developed his 3-point shot or his immediate or anything like that. So it was just really inconsistent 3-point shooter or an inconsistent shooter. I feel like that really affected his legacy. But I mean, that's by the way.
What Westbrick is,
Calling him Westbrick
I thought
now.
he was gonna come with all this energy
off of Russell Westbrook. Westbrook.
The fact that the nigga said off of Russell Westbrook, he thought of Westbrook first. Yeah,
This really started to
that's
affect
crazy.
not just his performance on the court, but him and his family.
When it comes to basketball, I don't mind the criticism of missing and making shots, but the moment it becomes, my name is getting shamed, it becomes a issue. Kind of let it go in the past because it never really bothered me, but it really kind of hit me the other day. Honestly, I was, me and my wife was at teacher parent conference for my son, and the teacher told me, she's like, Noah, he's so proud of his last name. He writes it everywhere. He writes it on everything. He tells everybody, he walks around and says, I'm Westbrook, that's his last name. And I kind of sat there in shock, and it hit me like, damn, I can no longer allow people, for example, Westbrook to me is now shaming, like it's shaming my name, it's my legacy for my kids.
And earlier in his Miami stint, Chris Bosh had the same experience, right? Skip Bayless was calling him Bosh.
I ain't gonna lie to you. This
legacy for my kids.
And earlier in his Miami
this pick right here is legendary, bro. Legendary pick right here. I think right here it was. I don't know if it's gonna get like. Oh my god, YouTube! Please don't ban my channel, please. That's by the way. So he was pouring that. I was like gulping the shit down, bro. That shit looks so corny. This shit looks so gay, bro. I laughed when I saw that. That was crazy.
Chris Bosh had the same
That was
experience,
crazy.
right? Skip Bayless was calling him Bosh Spice, comparing him to one of the Spice
I
Girls.
didn't even know
Chris
about
Bosh
that.
took it a step
Bosh
further and
Spice.
confronted Skip Bayless directly on First Take.
My only problem is just the whole misuse of the name. It's my family. We take a lot of pride in our name. I don't like it being made fun of.
I respect the Bosch name, but I have no regrets with referring to you occasionally, especially early and at mid-season, as Bosch Spice. I thought you were soft and passive and unaggressive.
He didn't give a fuck. But at this point now, it's just getting disrespectful, right? Like, now we're just
Luka Doncic. Oh wow.
throwing shit at the wall. Josh Giddey is now Josh Diddy. Chet Holmgren is now Chetan Yahoo, right? Because he worked out at a Jewish school. Just like, what happened to the old nicknames, right? Dr. J for Julius Irving, The Iceman for George Gervin, Pistol Pete, The Answer. People used to be so creative, man. Now it's Ant-Man, which has
Yo, I ain't gonna lie to you. I fuck with that hard. Ant-Man, I fuck with that hard, bro. I fuck with that hard. That's my best player in the league right now, bro. I fuck with him hard, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I fuck with him hard. Damn, I I got my shit covering the guy's face. My bad, chat. My bad. Wait, I finna just change right now. I finna change. My bad. My bad, chat. My bad. Alright. Alright, we're good now. We're good now. Yep.
The Cantman, Hallie, which is just shortened for Halliburton. I do like Halliburton. Greek
I focus on hard.
Like, I get it rhymes, but like, what are we doing? Brunson, egg and cheese, hold the dick and balls. Like, what is? The only good ones really to me are like
Brunson, egg and cheese, hold dick and balls. Hold down.
Joker, or the main event for Cooper Flag. That one's pretty sick. It doesn't hit the same anymore, right?
Yeah.
Either it's an abbreviation or it's Big Purr. Karl Anthony Towns because of his past zestiness. Like, we need to bring back true creative NBA nicknames. You gotta stop letting the NBA players name themselves, okay? The Servant, Dominatin', Big Deuce, those are prime examples of that. We also gotta do better with NBA nicknames, okay? You can't.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie to you. The Aiton was crazy because a nigga didn't show up at all last season. And he's a big that's I'm sure he's had a max though. I think he's been paid a max. Yeah, he had a max. So it's crazy, bro. He did nothing last season. It was so crazy. I felt, man, thank God we treated him away though. But I said I was a Laker fan, but I'm not really a Laker fan actually because Brown is gone. So I'm a fan of whoever Brown is. But I mean that's by the way. I love y'all. See y'all later. Subscribe to the channel. Do subscribe to the channel a lot, please. Subscribe to the channel. That really helps out a lot. And let's see what we have today. Let's see what else we have. What else do we have? I want to react to this. I think I'll probably react to a low video, but that fuck will. What's the time though? 1:35. Shit. I should probably just react to the Kawhi Leonard video. Then I'll probably do the Atozi video. Well, I mean,
I'm pretty sure you can see behind me that I'm.
Is what it is. So, yeah, let's go. And today we've got a video. Nope, that's a badass intro. And today we have a video by the Low Post, titled, what's the title actually? There's another Kawhi Leonard deal nobody knew about. So, I think we all know about the aspiration deal that Kawhi had, right? With the Steve Ballmer, right? The owner of the Clippers, right? So Kawhi's camp, we found out that he actually had another deal with the people that made the round stuff up above. I forgot the name, but I mean, it's what it is. So Kawhi Leonard is in a very, very weird space right now, and I feel like I don't feel like he's in China right now. So he might be trying to get off the go to international waters, just to be sick of it. But I don't know. Let's see what Low has versus day, and subscribe to the channel. Like, share. You don't have to share though, but just like and subscribe to the channel. I feel like that really helps out a lot. But I mean, let's go.
A new location, and that's because I'm in the middle of moving, and that's why I have not uploaded as many videos as I normally do. However, I had to stop moving to get this video out to you because the Kawhi Leonard situation has gotten significantly worse. We're talking about another no-show secret endorsement deal, and unlike the last time, there are some factors that's going to be really hard to shake for Kawhi, the Clippers, and Steve Ballmer.
I ain't gonna lie, Uncle Dennis doing crazy ass numbers, bro. Uncle Dennis is doing crazy ass numbers. I ain't gonna lie to you because we heard the Lakers leak what they asked for a private jet, asked for all manner of things, crazy, just to circumvent the cap, right? So I mean, his uncle doing crazy ass numbers. I ain't gonna lie to you. So that's crazy.
Now, for the people out there who are under a rock or just need a little bit of a rundown on how we got to where we are right now, I'm going to quickly give you a rundown. But also for the people out there who are up to date, it is important for me to outline the difference between this new scandal and the old one so you can get an understanding on why this new one is so damning, because it really is. Last year, investigative journalist Pablo Torre revealed that Kawhi Leonard had what was called as a no-show sponsorship deal with a company named Aspiration. Aspiration marketed itself as an environmental friendly company that basically offsets people's carbon footprints by planting trees on their behalf, something that they literally did not do because it was a fraudulent company. And for whatever reason, this company thought it would be the best idea imaginable if they gave their largest endorsement agreement to Kawhi Leonard, who didn't do any endorsing of the company at all. Yikes. Now, that in and of itself is already questionable, but what made things even more damning is that Aspiration also had ties with Steve Ballmer and the Clippers. Not only did Ballmer invest millions of dollars within the company, but also Aspiration was sponsored by the Clippers as well. They had a patch on the jersey, and so everything was intertwined with one another. And once you start making those connections, it was then alleged that Steve Ballmer was using Aspiration as a company to invest millions of dollars so they can then pay Kawhi Leonard to basically do nothing. And that's how the allegation of circumventing the salary cap began a year ago. Now, unfortunately, the investigation that the NBA is doing is still ongoing. And the biggest reason why, at least in my opinion, it is still ongoing is simply because the company was fraudulent. And when you have a fraudulent company, it's very difficult to determine what exactly is happening. So on one end, you can certainly argue that the reason why the money is like loosely being passed around from Steve Ballmer to the company and then randomly to Kawhi is because Steve Ballmer is trying to circumvent the cap. But also you could very well make a very legitimate argument that the reason why this organization is just so loosely moving money around is because they're trying to come across as legitimate because again, they are fraudulent. And because of that piece alone, as well as some other pieces that also just do not connect correctly, that is a big reason why, despite the fact that this was revealed a year ago, we're still investigating it to this day. Now, the reason why that is...
I ain't gonna lie to you. So I know for a fact that the NBA know about this. I know for a fact that they've probably found out all they need to find out, but I know for a fact that they're holding back because they don't wanna. Because, mind you, Steve Ballmer is a billionaire. He got his money from Microsoft because he was the CEO of Microsoft for a while, right? That's one. So he's a billionaire and he owns the Clippers. Yo, he has had 4 other instances of such behaviors being done. He had one with DeAndre Jordan. Yeah, I think he had one with Kawhi when he first came. So he is a billionaire. $1 million, $10 million fine. It's not going to affect him. I think it's worth like about 240 something billion. So yo, that's just like pennies to me. You feel me? So the NBA is trying to find out what to do, and I feel like they're trying to drag this shit out because they don't know what to do. Because if they fine Kawhi, he's not going to play next season. And what's going to happen to the Clippers? What's going to happen to Toronto? So I don't know. So let's just see what happens. Let's see what happens.
Become so problematic is not only because of the timeline, but more importantly, here we are now in another summer, and now you're talking about Kawhi potentially being traded to the Raptors, and the Raptors in return sending over Grady Dick, Brandon Ingram, and a bunch of draft capital. But the NBA had to let it be known that if you were to acquire Kawhi, you would also inherit any of the punishment that
the NBA league confirmed that in light of this, we will wait until the league's investigation is complete. Yeah, so the NBA shut that down immediately. The Clippers and Kawhi are going to have to pay for what they did. That's what the NBA is saying right here.
Came along with him, Steve Ballmer, and the Clippers potentially circumventing the salary cap and breaking the rules, something that the Toronto Raptors, they didn't want. So that trade has been put on pause, which basically brings us to where we are today. See, with Kawhi basically being put on ice, there was a feeling around the NBA that potentially Steve Ballmer and the Clippers, they were going to be let scot-free because there isn't any hard-hitting evidence to connect Steve Ballmer with him breaking the rules, especially because, again, the company and their nefarious acts, it's hard to describe what exactly is happening. It could just be fraudulent activity from a fraudulent company, or it potentially could be Steve Ballmer. But at the end of the day, you have no hard-hitting, irrefutable evidence of what exactly is happening. But with this,
mind you, before we get into this next segment, Ballmer said that he was also stolen from, that they stole his money too. So we can't really tell what happened because, you know, if they say Ballmer put money into Aspiration to give Kawhi, but then let's even say he put money in there, the money didn't even go to Kawhi. So Ballmer's point was that, yo, this niggas, they stole my money, so it's not on me, it's on them. They're the frauds. And they're actually a fraudulent company, so that made their situation worse. But what Lo is trying to say now, like the next point he's trying to make is going to bring up another company that this happened to. But this one is a well-renowned company. And let's see what Lo has to say for us about this company right here.
situation, it's going to be far more difficult to explain, so much so that I'm going to go as far as to say, if Adam Silver does not lay the hammer on Steve Ballmer, the Clippers, and Kawhi, I personally believe that it would be doing an injustice to everybody else in the league. But before we get into those details, you got to hear from this week's sponsors.
Shout out my boy sponsors, but we got to move on. Appreciate my boy.
Hey. You live in Atlanta and gets hot and muggy during the nighttime, but want a heftier.
My boy, shout out my boy sponsors, and got my boy doing a long ass sponsorship, bro. Crazy.
Well, first you need to understand the company that is in question, and they are Daktronics. Daktronics is a company that specializes in massive digital displays, scoreboards, and jumbotrons, and they have been in business for nearly 60 years. Wow. A company that has been well established, that is known not only around the United States, but also around the world. And that's where Steve Ballmer comes into play. In 2023, Ballmer was in the process of building the Intuit Dome, a stadium designed to basically be basketball's utopia. And the crown jewel of said arena is what we call the Halo board, a massive double-sided 4K video board that essentially wraps around the entirety of the arena, and it sits at the very tippity top. And so with the Clippers' aspirations being so high to build something this high tech, of course they went to a world-renowned company in Daktronics. Now, all of this makes sense. There is no eyebrows being raised, no real red flags. Quite frankly, if there probably is a company that Steve Ballmer and the Clippers would go and pursue to fulfill what they're trying to build, Daktronics would be certainly at the top of the list. So again, everything makes a lot of sense until you realize that also in 2023, Daktronics decides to hand out an endorsement deal to the one and only Kawhi Leonard. Yes.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna lie to you. This nigga right here, Pablo Torre, finds out he was the first person that reported the aspiration scandal, and he's also reporting the Daktronics scandal too. So he's a very, very good reporter, right? He's a very, very good journalist, right? So it's crazy. Because I would imagine that the NBA channel, keeps on the wraps, they don't want to make all this shit go out, leak out, but the fact that he's able to keep his dignity and not be paid off shows what kind of person he is. I mean,
to hand out an endorsement deal to the one and only Kawhi Leonard. Yes. The same year that they sign on to a $100 million project, because that's how much it costs to create the Halo board, that same year, they decided to randomly give Kawhi Leonard an endorsement deal. And
My question is, why would Daktronics do that? Because they're a world-renowned company that have been here for 60 years. Why would they do that? That's my question.
Similar to what happened with Aspiration, not only does Kawhi randomly start to receive an endorsement deal, but he also proceeds to do nothing. He does literally nothing. No endorsing, no promoting of this company at all. He literally does nothing. But that right there, quite frankly, is where the similarities stop, because the factors that make things far more difficult to explain really do put the Clippers and Kawhi in a bit of a pickle. And I really want to hear people try to justify what I'm about to explain. The first difference between the Aspiration and Daktronics scandal is Daktronics is a legitimate company. They're not a fraudulent company. And so when many people are sitting here trying to explain what happened with Kawhi and Aspiration and a bunch of money being paid and not being paid, it's simply because it's a fraudulent company. Poor old Steve Ballmer, he got scammed too, as he went on ESPN and tried to convey to us, well, I got scammed too, right? Because it was a fraudulent company. This isn't a fraudulent company. This is a company that, again, has existed for nearly 6 decades. And so when you have a company like Daktronics that is existed for as long as they have, and also is just world renowned, they are a company for sure. They would understand how much money they need to put into endorsement deals and make sure that the person that they're paying is keeping up their end of the bargain. And so the fact that that's not happening, and you can't just write it off to a fraudulent company trying to come across as legitimate, because we know it's already a legitimate company, that right there certainly is a head scratcher, especially because, again, Kawhi has not done anything anything for the company. But here's the second thing. And you could argue it's just as important as the first one. Here's a second differential factor. That is, Dactonics has never used a celebrity endorsement deal ever in their existence. On the Pablo Torre episode, he has insider information.
I ain't gonna lie. So that's another crazy thing that happened, right? Because like he said, this has been the first deal that they have done, and nobody talked about it. They didn't have like a grand presentation about it. There was no publishing, there was no news about it. So the fact that this was the first one they did and no one knew about it, and Kawhi didn't, he didn't rep the brand or nothing like that. So it's crazy. So it's definitely weird. That's definitely a weird thing to do. So that's a bit shady.
From someone who's worked with the company for over 20 years, and they laughed at the idea that a company that effectively is business to business, they only operate with major entities, because of course you, the consumer, you don't walk into a Walmart or a Lowe's or Home Depot or a Target to receive a Dactonic screen. You don't do that. The individuals or the entities that are purchasing the services from Dactonics, they are multi-millionaires or billionaires, individuals or companies that own teams or other venues that need something as massive as a Jumbotron. And so their options are very limited. And when you have a company that has existed for, again, nearly 60 years, you don't need anybody to endorse said company, because anytime you have an individual that's trying to build a new stadium or a team that's trying to revamp their Jumbotron, they're going to immediately think of Dactronics. You don't need somebody to endorse them. So that makes sense. So again, it's a bit odd for a company who's never used a celebrity to endorse the product, to just randomly use it with Kawhi. And then not only do you randomly use it with Kawhi, again, he doesn't do anything. Now, you may be asking yourself, well, if that's the case, well, we understand why Steve Ballmer will want to do this, because again, he's trying to pay Kawhi under the table, and Kawhi, of course, is going to benefit with extra money. But why exactly would Dactonics, again, a company that's existed for a very long time, a legitimate company at that, why would they get in bed with Steve Ballmer to effectively benefit him? And that's simply because around 2023, when they started to build the Intuit Dome and eventually build the Halo board, Dactonics was struggling a bit. After the pandemic, there really weren't that many individuals and entities in search for a Jumbotron. And so after years of just kind of barely piecing together some projects, there was a point where they were indeed struggling. So much so that there are some reports claiming that they were on the brink of filing bankruptcy. And so now you have a company that's trying to stay afloat. And
Let me piece everything up together. So, because Dactronics was struggling, they were trying to stay afloat, right? So they had to, they didn't have anything going on, right? And they were almost bankrupt, right? So the first person that came to them was Ballmer, and it was like, yo, I have a $2 billion project going on right now. Yo, we could use your help, So they probably paid him $2 billion for that. And he probably said, yo, my boy, I'm gonna pay Kawhi, under the table a bit. I'm gonna give you like, let's say 30 million, just pay him, keep it under the wraps, you feel me? So if I'm Dactonics, right, because we don't have any money, we are going bankrupt, I have no choice but to just do that, because if I don't take this deal, we're done. So we had to pay Kawhi under the table to be able to take this deal. So I understand why they would do that. So that's the reason why they did that. So I mean,
stay alive randomly by just coincidence sees the wealthiest owner in America randomly say, hey, I have a project and I believe that you will best suit this product. It is going to cost $100 million. And so now you have Dactonics by the balls. The company is about to fail, they're struggling, and now you're about to give them easily the biggest project imaginable. And so effectively, if you tell them to jump, they're more than likely going to say, well, how high? Anything that you want out of them when you start to throw around that type of money to a company that is failing or on the brink of failing, then yes, they are going to be persuaded and they have an incentive to do whatever Steve Ballmer is going to ask out of them. And so that's where a lot of the dots start to connect. And for anybody out there who is still questioning, and understandably so, because, you know, the dots may connect, but the lines are still a little blurry, let me clear things up a little bit more for you. Around 2023 is also when aspiration and the money started to dry up a little bit. Federal investigations started to begin. And more importantly, Steve Ballmer started to recognize that, hey, money isn't adequately getting paid. And that's where, from the timeline, he starts to throw a little bit more money into aspiration, allegedly to make sure that Kawhi and his money is being funneled to him on time. And so if around 2023, they're starting to struggle to make payments to Kawhi via aspiration, it would make some sense and be very convenient if they just found another company to use as a vehicle to circumvent the salary cap. Again, allegedly. Also, it's worth noting that in 2023, that's when Kawhi and his new contract negotiations started to begin. And by the beginning of 2024 is when he inked his new contract extension. It's also worth noting that on January 10th of 2024, when he did sign that new extension, he took a noticeable pay cut. Very odd for an individual that has been actively seeking the most amount of money imaginable. So it is very plausible to assume that you now have a new company in Dactonics that has some dealings with Steve Ballmer, that has the capability of handing out an endorsement deal to Kawhi Leonard worth millions of dollars, and he's not expected to do anything at all. Not a single thing. And so
what Lou was trying to say right here, right, is that the first company they had aspiration, they were a fraudulent company, so they weren't even able to give Kawhi the money that Ballmer was giving him. So Ballmer had to go to another company, right, that could do what they couldn't do. Like actually a good ass company, that's a legit company, and also, you know, takes care of the promises, right? So you have to go to the Dactronics to give Kawhi the under deal. So that's what Lo was trying to say right here.
Here we are once more, where the dots are not only connecting, at this point, they're basically lining up next to one another. It is like very clear, and it's also very convenient how everything is happening within like a 12-month period. Like the beginning of 2023 to the beginning of 2024 is when aspiration starts to crumble a little bit, all the way up to when Kawhi signs his new contract extension. Everything is just happening conveniently. And in between all that is when Dactonics gets the deal with Steve Ballmer to build the Halo board, and also Dactonics hands out an endorsement deal to Kawhi Leonard. This one right here, not gonna lie to you, I don't know how you explain. I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't know how you explain. Again, the previous situation with aspiration, okay, fake company. It was a scam, right? I do believe that Steve Ballmer, he got scammed as well. I do think that even if you believe he was just putting money into aspiration to funnel it to Kawhi, clearly the money was not getting to Kawhi in adequate fashion. And matter of fact, allegedly, this is what Kawhi said, they still owed him money as well. So clearly all the money wasn't getting to Kawhi. So even if you believe the allegations that he was using aspiration as a vehicle to pay Kawhi under the table, well then at the end of the day, if that didn't happen, he still got scammed. And so yes, I do believe that he got scammed in that situation. I do believe a fake company that was fraudulent didn't hold on the end of their bargain. All that is true. But this time, I don't know how you explain this. This is a legitimate company that's existed for nearly 60 years. In their nearly 60 years of existing, they've never had a celebrity endorser at all. Never had it. And the first time they decided to use one, they use it with Kawhi, and he doesn't do anything at all. And as far as we know, they continue to pay him despite him doing literally nothing, not even revealing that he was going to be the new face of Dactonics. Really, not only just the one and only face of Dactonics. And he still doesn't do anything at all. Brother, this is crazy. This is too difficult to explain. And if you're Adam Silver, and if you don't throw the book at Steve Ballmer, the Clippers, and Kawhi, I no longer can take you serious as a commissioner. Because not only is the evidence piling up, at this point, it's just too hard to deny. Like, it's too hard to explain. It's too difficult to sit here and ignore. It is very obvious, in my opinion, what Ballmer allegedly was doing. And if they are found guilty, this would mean that this would be potentially Ballmer's fourth time circumventing circumventing the salary cap within the short amount of time that he has been present in the NBA. He's already been hit and fined by doing it with DeAndre Jordan with a Lexus endorsement deal. Now we're talking about potentially he did it when Kawhi first got there, because the reports continue to come out from not only Toronto but also the Lakers as well, that back in 2019, Uncle Dennis and Kawhi, they were asking for things that were clearly circumventing the salary cap, and they went immediately to the league, but somehow he landed with the Clippers. That's fascinating. And now you have the aspiration deal, and now this new one with Dactonics. Four. He clearly does not care. Whatever fine you're going to throw at him, especially when you're dealing with the amount of money that he has, the wealthiest, and it's not close for many of these other owners.
Oh, my bad. I was thinking it was 200 something billion, but it's 154 billion, bro.
The wealthiest owner in the league. He does not care if you fine him a few $100,000 or even tens of millions of dollars. He doesn't care. He doesn't care. And so the only way that he is going to abide by these rules is if you ban him or take the team away from him. One of the two things have to happen. But a fine, slap on the wrist, don't do that no more, Bomber. No. A behind the scenes convo with Kawhi telling him, hey, next time you take the endorsement deal, endorse it, right? We're going to do a little something to hit you all with something, but next time you do it, just endorse it. Because at the end of the day, all of them are dumb. The fact that this man gave him potentially, allegedly, another endorsement deal to go around the salary cap, and Kawhi still didn't do anything to endorse the company is crazy to me. Damn, take a picture, sign an autograph, make a social media post, but he don't do none of it. That's the man that you trying to get away with a robbery? The individual you know he's not gonna do anything. That's what you want to commit a crime with? That's crazy to me. But hey, Bomber, that's you. That's you. And so to Adam Silver, in my opinion, this would be a slap in the face to my intelligence. If they could get away with something this sloppy, they even thought that they can get away with it, and I don't do anything, I don't punish them to the fullest extent, bro, Bomber is going to do it again. Bomber has effectively been the owner for the Clippers for 2 iterations of Clippers history. Lob City and then the Kawhi and PG era. And in both iterations of the Clippers, he has cheated. He's broken the rules, allegedly. This is pretty cut and dry now. I don't know why you're taking this long. It's pretty cut and dry. They've broken the rules. You need to punish them. And in particular with Steve Ballmer, this is not the first time he has done it within a short amount of time. A fine is not going to be enough. It's not. Ban him. Very clearly what he's doing. And just quickly, for the people out there who are unaware what the most severe punishment would look like, it would be Ballmer losing the Clippers or potentially just being banned, and also Kawhi and his current contract being voided out completely, which then would mean, from several reports, if this is true, if Kawhi's contract gets voided, he could just go sign with the Toronto Raptors like on a vet minimum, and he could still be a Raptor. Like, more than likely that's what's going to happen anyway. So at the end of the day, Kawhi will be out a lot of money if this is true, but the individual that will be hit the hardest, or I guess the individuals, would be the Clippers fans, and Steve Ballmer, because the Clippers could lose their owner. They could also lose everything that surrounded the era of Kawhi and PG, meaning that they don't even get nothing for Kawhi in return. And more importantly, I just believe any doings of any other contracts that they have with any other players, bro, they're going to be like looked over with a magnifying glass. Any peep of potential cap circumvention immediately will just raise a red flag, and now you have to explain everything moving forward. So for an organization that's already down a bunch of draft capital that's trying to regroup, you cannot lose Kawhi for nothing. Like, you just can't. Like, that would be crazy. It would also be crazy if you end up losing your owner, who is the wealthiest man in the entire sport. If you lose both, I don't know how they bounce back. I genuinely don't know how they bounce back. But hey, those are my thoughts. Please let me know yours in the comment section below. I know this is a lot, but please let me know your thoughts. Hit the subscribe button, notification bell, and until next
I ain't gonna lie, that's a good ass video, bro. But like, comment down below if you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and I gotta go to work, man. So I'm gonna see you all later.